Hey guys, I know it's been forever since I last updated my YouTube channel at all. Between having a lot of work to do and getting sick, I know I'm behind on. I have 3 book reviews that I'm behind on. I don't really have anything to report about the beauty stuff lately. I haven't been buying a lot of things, but eventually I'll do the mask demos. I don't know when, but I'll get to them hopefully soon. I've actually read 3 books in the time I last did a book review, so I'm a little behind. But the last time I updated you guys, I was reading the Love and Death, The Murder of Kurt Cobain. This is actually the second book in a 2 book kind of duo. I don't have the first book, but I have read it before. I need to get my hands on it. Like I said, I borrowed both these books from my older sister. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and review this for you guys. It's by Ian, and I'm gonna butcher this last name, Halperin and Max Wallace. Let's see what I wrote about it. I read it from June 20th, 2016 to June 30th. It took me more than I thought because the chapters are really long and it's really long-winded and it was hard to get through more than one a day. I was lucky if I could get through one, let alone 2. Before I say anything about this book, I did give it 5 out of 5 stars, and this could cause some controversy. Before I go any further, I want to say that I'm a fan of Courtney Love's music-wise. As a person, I'm not really sure because some of her actions have been questionable in the past, but I am a fan of Hole. I love Hole. As far as the murder conspiracy goes, I am on the fence. Maybe she had something to do with it, maybe she's not. She hasn't really come forth and really cleared the air of some of her accusations, so it's really hard to tell. One thing that's glaringly obvious about the reporting that the 2 authors did when studying the case is that Courtney has a lot of inconsistencies with her stories, like trying to plant that Kurt was suicidal through all the news media and say and y'all all know about the Rome suicide event that happened before he actually killed himself. Well, before he was missing, it was never said that the Rome event was a suicide. It was as an accidental overdose of medicine. And now, as soon as Kurt goes missing, she started planting in the media that Kurt was suicidal and that the Rome overdose was a suicide attempt. There's a lot of inconsistencies with Courtney's story about planting evidence, and like I read it a week ago, so it's really hard for me to kind of remember that. But there are also some red flags that Courtney is crazy jealous of anyone that was with Kurt, even people that weren't even with him anymore. Like after Mary Lou Lord and Kurt had been broken up for years, this is after the fact that he died. She was actually caught chasing after her, running after her, trying to beat her up, which is crazy. I'm just like, that's really strange behavior. Eric, or I'm gonna butcher this last name. He was once a guitarist, I believe, for Hole. I don't think he is anymore, but Eric Anderson is kind of iffy on him too because of there's also conspiracies out there that Courtney had something to do with the death of I don't remember her name, but she was a recruited bassist for the band, and she ended up dying a week after she was gonna go after leave Hole, and Eric Anderson was the last person seen leaving the apartment before she was found dead in the bathtub. So that's kind of fishy. And also, they were ex-lovers. She eventually left him because of his drug use because she was trying to get clean. But that's kind of fishy too. And also, he acted kind of really, really guilty after in the funeral, like he was really upset and broke down. So I don't know. I mean, he could have really loved her. It could be guilt about having something to do with it. Who knows? There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this book. The case should be reopened, if not to accuse Courtney, but to try to get some answers. There was also the case about, if you've seen the documentary Kurt and Courtney, there's even a guy that said that he was hired by Courtney to kill Kurt. It was that guy that's in that really weird metal-ish band. I think his name is El Duce. But he was found dead a week later after testifying that he was paid, he was offered a lot of money to kill Kurt. And there's so much craziness that happens. Like at Kurt's funeral, she actually crawls on top of his body, straddles it, and screams, why, and beats it. And cuts a lock of his pubic hair. I mean, What? I mean, okay, the hair thing I can understand if it was the hair on his head. I mean, it's a weird sexual thing to want to clip somebody's pubic hair, but everybody grieves in different ways. It's so much craziness. It's a really interesting read. Like I said, I'm a whole fan and I do like Courtney's music. I'm iffy on personally sometimes her choices. I'm not even gonna say I don't like her as a person. Some of her choices aren't the best. I would recommend it if you want to know more about the glaring inconsistencies of the case. Like I said, it's a little too long for me to remember exactly what all of it was, but I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and I'm hoping to get the first one soon. My next Kindle review that I'll be doing right after this is a Kindle book that I read a week ago called Queen Mab, and I'll get that up for you guys, and I'll see y'all next time.